Welcome to another Corps New Recruit series. Today we're going to be looking at Ice and the Rush Line playset. Now, Ice here is actually one of my other favorite characters. I actually like him a little bit better than Rucker, but about the same as Crash. So if we were to compare him with another G.I. Joe, I would say he's probably Alpine, but that's because he's obviously an ice climber. Right. Anyway, here is Ice version 1 with the Rush Line playset. This is the Corps New Recruits Ernie version 1.
How many times I gotta tell you? My name ain't Ernie no more. It's Ice. Ice. This is Ice.
Ice has a second version, but it's outside of the Corps. He made an appearance in the Kong Skull Island toy line. He's a bit more uncommon in the wild, but you can get Ice version 2 with the Kong Skull Island Storm Strike boat. That version of Ice looks much younger, thanks to some brown hair and beard. Outside of normal means of obtaining Ice, he also came in a set called the Rush Line Action Kit, and Grizzy lent me his sample for this review. Thanks, Grizz! The Rush Line Action Kit includes Ice version 1, some rope attached to 2 C-clamps, the zipline pulley system with a detachable handle, a stretcher attachment, a shotgun, a communicator, a backpack, a red barrel, a gas container, and some blocks. Let's give this set a go. Okay, so here we have the C-clamp. And there's this part right here where the string is attached, and you can move it around the C-clamp. We'll just attach the C-clamp to a ledge and let him go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and change the handle. We're going to take it out, and now we're going to go ahead and attach the stretcher. So here's the stretcher. You want to make sure it's facing forward. It has the computer, and it has these 2 spotlights. Okay, so you take the wheels and you attach it on the middle. There we go. So our lucky rider is going to be Rucker. So we're going to lay him face down, and we want to make sure that he's facing the computer. We're going to attach his hands to the handles, and now he's ready to ride. Now we'll try to recreate the scene from the box by using the rest of the accessories. Now we'll go ahead and try it with 2 Corps agents, Crash and Ice. Let's take a look at Ice's articulation. He has a ball joint at the head, but his collar here seems to obstruct it a little. So he can't really move his head up and down very much, but he can definitely move it side to side. His arm can come up and go around. He has a swivel at the bicep and a bend at the elbow. His hip can twist. His leg can go up about that far, and he has a bend at the knee. Now we'll look at Ice's features. Ice has gray hair and it's slicked back. He also has gray eyebrows and a gray beard. Coming down, he has a very high collar, and it looks like he's wearing a wool sweater. He has a strap coming across where he has a walkie-talkie, and I think those might be pouches. Coming down that strap, we do see that he has a pouch on the side, and it comes all the way back around with a wire. Now that I'm looking at it from this side, this could probably be a battery pack for the walkie-talkie. Going across the other direction, he does have some rope, and he has some carabiners. Looking underneath, he does have some more straps. Right there you can see a pouch. The strap comes all the way back around, and across his belt we can see that he has a long pouch. On this side he has a series of pouches, followed by a belt buckle, and even more pouches coming all the way across. Both of his sleeves are the same, where he has pouches on both shoulders, and on his left hand he has a watch. Coming down, he does have some straps and a holster with a gun. This gun also looks like an accessory, just like with Rucker. On his left side he has a very long pouch. When we come to the back, we can see the detail of the straps. If we turn him around, we can see the strap details from the holster and the pouch. Coming down his left leg, he does have another strap, and on that leg he has a knife. Around the front he has some knee pads, his pants are bloused, and he has regular combat boots. We can see that the body mold for Ice was made in 2003. Ice shares the same body as other Corps figures. From the new Corps we got John Eagle and Strike. From the new recruits we have Ice himself and Ghost. There's no one from Total Soldier or the Corps Elite. And then from Kong Skull Island we have Ice himself again. There's actually one more figure that shares the same body type as Ice, and he's actually a one-off figure. It would be for director of Kong Skull Island, Jordan Vogt Roberts. This was a gift to him from the creative director of the Corps at the time. I know I sound like a broken record by now, but the fact that they didn't use his body during the Corps Elite was a huge mistake. Here's where we could have used Ice's body for Reaper, Dozer, Buckshot, or Recoil, but instead we got these less articulated bodies. What the heck, Leonard? It's like they were embarrassed to use the same bodies from early 2000s. Here's something to be embarrassed about. How about not using the exact same figures from Total Soldier in the next series of the Corps? I'm looking at Boulder, Rucker, Condor, Recoil, Buckshot, and Dozer. I mean, a little splash of color would have really went a long way. At the time of the new recruits, you can find the bios on the Corps website. Name, Lucas Ice Jordan. Country, Sweden. Background, Sergeant. Position, Terra Team member. Specialty, Expert Mountaineer, Wilderness Guide, and Survival Specialist. Weapons and equipment, Titan Ice Axe, Trax M4 pistol. Ice is a very cool figure, no pun intended, and he's obviously the old veteran in the series. I also really like Young Ice from the Kong Skull Island series. Hopefully we'll see him come back sometime later in the Corps. Ice is part of the Terra Team with Rucker and Crash. Now, unfortunately, Ice was a one-hit wonder, meaning that he was only with the Corps for a very short time. The way that GrizzGeek and I separate the new recruits line is by his packaging. There's orange, green, and red. The orange hexagon packaging was first produced during the end of the new Corps and continued into the beginning of the modern Corps in the new recruits line. The new recruits continued through the green hexagon packaging, and finally ended with a red background and green hexagon design. GrizzGeek left the company before the red packaging was concluded, so he never got to work on the Total Soldier line. Thank goodness. Ice was taken off the roster in the middle of the green packaging so he can make room for other characters. This is why I consider him a one-hit wonder. This is also why he is much more difficult to find than, let's say, Rucker, who has consistently been in the line since the new recruits started and continuing on with Elite and Elite 2. Now, we did get an Ice version 2, but technically he is from Kong Skull Island and he's not given a name. The only reason we call him Ice is because we recognize that it's the same figure. Other one-hit wonders include Jump, Ghost, Sparks, and the Marauder Plague. All of them are great characters, and they were all replaced by others. In Ice's case, no one replaced him in the Terra Team. So the Terra Team became the Terra duo of Rucker and Crash for the rest of the new recruits line. The Terra Team would add 2 members during the Total Soldier line, Rain from the dissolved Shinobi squad, and the new Bazooka Obsessed member added to the team. Thank you for watching this episode of the Corps New Recruits. I hope you found it informative and enjoyed it. Ha ha.